It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, as the weather gets warmer, the risk of wildfires in our country increases. As we've seen in the past, it takes a whole community to really help. Now, the Volunteer Wildfire Service is just one of the many ways that you can lend a helping hand during these disastrous situations. And with us today are John Emery and John Manking from the Volunteer Wildfire Service to chat about what they do and how you can get involved and help as well. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thanks
all kitted out to get us the real vibe here this morning. Thank you for joining us. I don't want to say it, but I'm sure we are going to go into a busy season with regards to wildfires, with the drought that we are currently in as well. John, but let's start with you, the Volunteer Wildfire Service. What exactly does this entail?
So the VWS, as we're affectionately known, is a group of unpaid volunteers. This year we're 280 odd strong. We were founded in 99, 2000 during those major fires that we're seeing. As a volunteer unit within Table Mountain National Park. Over the last 17, 18 years, we've kind of grown and flourished into our own organisation, partnered with some other great organisations like Cape Nature and Overberg District Municipality, and we've grown. We now have 4 bases around the Western Cape, one in Newlands, one in Fischhoek, one in Stellenbosch, and one out in Greenpop.
I think that's fantastic because, like I mentioned, fighting a fire like the fires that we've seen as well recently, it takes a lot of people and it takes a lot of courage as well. Is there specific, what type of training do you guys go through? If somebody like me wants to approach the VWS as well and say, like, you know what, I want to be part of it, what does it entail?
So our training is very much focused around safety. Obviously, our members and our volunteers and every firefighter's safety has to be of the paramount importance. Being out on the fire line is obviously inherently dangerous, so we drill safety during winter months. We train every year during winter. We do different types of training, so we do hikes and scenarios. Those are to help our new and existing members get familiar with the areas that they'll be working in, and obviously work on their fitness and the specific skills that they require.
So I think the biggest question here is, if we spot a fire, maybe somebody of the public as well, what is the first thing to do? I mean, do you report it? Do you phone someone? Do you get in there?
So, number 1, stay away. And number 2, in the city of Cape Town, the number's really simple. It's 021 480 7700. Otherwise, anywhere else in the country, just phone 112 from your cell phone, and they will direct the appropriate emergency services to situations like that.
Yeah, exactly, and hopefully stop it from spreading because I mean, with the dry conditions we are, the winds that come up as well, it gets intense. Now, we would love for you to weigh in on this conversation. If you have anything to add, you can call us 021 430 9881. That is the number. We would love to hear from you. The Volunteer Wildfire Service doing absolutely phenomenal job. We are going to be back with a gentleman in just a bit to unpack exactly what it is that they do a little bit further and also what it is like to be on those front lines.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Once again, we're heading into the wild on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're talking about those felt fires taking place and what you should know should you actually spot one, or if you want to become part and help as well, because it really does take a whole community to look after those wildfires and try to contain it. So we are hanging out with John and John from the every time, guys, seriously, I can't keep a straight face. It is ridiculous. But they are from the Volunteer Wildfire Service, talking about exactly what it is that they do. So John, we're going to come to you for this one. And also on the back of that, if you have any questions, if you want to weigh in on the conversation, you can always just give us a call, 021 430 9881. So what is it like? You've obviously been there a number of times. What is it like on the front lines when you take a look at a massive fire, something like that happened, in on the Solari's Pass also recently?
Well, to be honest, I've only been on the fire line once. I'm a new recruit. A lot of our fellow members have been on the Solaris. I was lucky enough to be on the Scarborough Fire at night, and it was great. As soon as you step out into nature and the flame bush is ablaze, the first inclination is to run towards the fire to start attacking it. But with our training that kicks in and our crew leaders that instruct us, we set to work together and to put it out as best as we can from a safety point of view, of course. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, when the fire's been put out and the stars are out and it's quiet and you're covered in soot, it really is incredible. And then, you know that you've been doing everything that you can to hold the line between fire and paintballs.
Look, like John said earlier, that you guys go through a fair amount of training as well, because it is very, very dangerous if you don't know what you are doing. So we spoke about the fact that it's dry. We have, a shortage of water as well. But what is the main cause of these fires?
Well, it could be natural. It could
Yeah.
be lightning strikes. There are a number of causes of fires. We can't always speculate as to the cause. That's not really what we're there for.
Yeah.
But it often is. It's just dry vegetation. It's whether it be something like a stompie, perhaps accidentally thrown out, or otherwise. But we can't speculate
Absolutely.
really on that. Yeah.
But I mean, because it is dry, I mean, if you know somebody is smoking and throwing out a stompie, I mean, it most certainly can cause a massive fire in the end. Now, if somebody would like to join the VWS, how would they go about that? What is the process like?
So we have obviously our open day this coming Saturday, and if anybody is keen to perhaps join the VWS, they can come and chat to any of the active members and see what it's like.
Okay.
And then on the day you can sign up for recruitment, which happens generally every February, March every year. And then then you can otherwise you can go to vws.org.za and there's a join us tab, and you can add your email address, and then you'll be let know.
Awesome. So the open day, I mean, that's taking place this weekend. That sounds very, very exciting. What is going to be happening on the day? What can people expect?
Well, our open day is very much geared towards children of all ages, whether you're 6 or 96.
Well, that
promise
looks like
you
a
there's a lot of fun to be had. Kids' activities, firefighting displays, and our secret weapon to get through 12 hours of fighting fires, food. There's lots and lots and lots of food. Entry's free, the activities are free. Come along, enjoy the day with us, have some food, and donate to our cause.
Yeah, awesome stuff, man. Well, thank you very, very much for putting yourselves on the line and taking time out from your personal schedules as well. Really, really appreciate it, and enjoy that open day, man. Where can they find a little bit more info quickly?
They can go to the website, vws.org.za. All the information will be up there.
Awesome stuff. We are heading into the wild one more time, so don't go anywhere. If you still have a question, you can always call us 021 430 9881.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, sticking to the topic of those wildfires, very, very serious topic indeed as well. We had the volunteer wildfire service, John and John, talking about, you know, what you can do and what it is like to be on those front lines. Right now, we're sitting down with Zoe Gold, the head communications manager for Greenpop, to really ask or tell us how we can give back to nature after a devastating fire like that. Thank you very much, Zoe, for joining us this morning. So firstly, Greenpop. What exactly is Greenpop and who are you guys?
Cool. So Greenpop is a social enterprise based here in Cape Town. We currently have projects in South Africa, Zambia, Tanzania, and Malawi. But all of our projects focus on planting trees, greening communities, and educating environmentalists.
Yeah. Now we spoke about these wildfires. I mean, serious damage that it can cause, not only to the natural vegetation, but to property as well and houses. But there's so much that you can do as well after a devastation like that, and that is where you guys come in.
Yeah, definitely. So I think there are kind of two angles that you need to take when you're dealing with the aftermath of a fire.
Yeah.
So firstly, you want to try and prevent another one from happening, right? So, I mean, actually that involves planting a lot of indigenous trees. That's a great way to help reduce the spread of fire because indigenous trees tend to burn a lot slower, and they're a lot less prone to fire risk than alien invasive trees. So that's why, you know, people are supposed to clear aliens from their land, make sure that they don't have kind of a runaway alien indigenous problem, you know. So that's one of the main things. Landowners can make sure they're keeping their alien vegetation in check and planting indigenous trees instead. And then another thing, obviously, is for us to regenerate the ecosystems that have been lost. So if we've lost large amounts of land and habitat, then it's important for us to go in and regenerate. And that's what Greenpop does.
Which I think is amazing, because yes, we get the volunteer wildfire services like these guys as they're fighting the fires, but then you also need volunteers to give back to the kind of natural vegetation as well. But this holiday season, Greenpop is doing something different, you know, giving back to nature a little bit.
Yes. So we are actually offering people 2 ways to get involved with Greenpop over the holiday season. It's not a good time to plant because it's the middle of summer. But one of the things that you can do is actually become a holiday activist with us. So that involves asking your friends and family to gift you trees instead of traditional holiday gifts. So you would set up an activist profile, say why you're raising money for Greenpop, and then ask your friends and family to contribute to your campaign. And you can even alternatively, if that seems like a little bit too much effort, you can actually just go onto our website and purchase a tree and get a nice little certificate for your friends or family. It's a great stocking stuffer or corporate gift.
Which I think is great, man, because it's a different type of gift as well. And you're giving back. I mean, you're giving back to this beautiful kind of, let's say, province of ours in the Western Cape, but all over as well. But where can people find a little bit more info if they want to do that?
Yes, you can find all of the information on our website, greenpop.org. And as I said, we're not planting right now, but we have a lot of really exciting planting events next year. We have our Reforest Fest in March, which takes place in the Plapos Forest near Hermanus. And we also have the Eden Festival of Action, which is a environmental action event where we're going to be planting a lot of trees to help rehabilitate the Naisna ecosystems.
Awesome. Zoe, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so
thank you for the
much.
hard work that you guys are putting in as well, looking
Yeah, our
after
pleasure.
And then for those of you who would like to also join the volunteer wildfire services, the information is on your screen right now. You can go check that out heading into the dry fire season. That's into the wild here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Thursday morning.